Hey, welcome to Craft Central Designs. My name is Dwynn, and in this tutorial, I'm going to share with you this Easter spring floral arrangement in beautiful spring colors. As well, you're going to notice that I have an Easter ribbon bow adorning this arrangement, which can be removed after Easter. And then you will have just a spring and summer arrangement. Welcome back to my current subscribers, and welcome as well to everyone viewing this tutorial. I hope you will consider becoming a subscriber. Okay, let's get busy making this beautiful, very colorful spring flower arrangement. Okay, let's look at the items that we need for to make this arrangement. This is a container that I picked up at Dollar Tree. I'm going to be painting it white with Waverly White Snow White chalk paint. And of course we need a paintbrush. And I have some floral foam, which I'm sure that I must have picked up at Dollar Tree at some point in time. They also have Spanish moss, which you will need as well. Now, all of my florals I purchase at Hobby Lobby. They have absolutely gorgeous, really lifelike, if you will, florals. Very authentic to the look of natural flowers. They are absolutely beautiful. Every other week, they are 50% off. I only buy my florals at Hobby Lobby because of the beauty of them and the way they are constructed. Michael's does have some nice flowers, but I would have to say Hobby Lobby really has the beautiful, beautiful ones. If you want a beautiful arrangement, it's Hobby Lobby for flowers. There's a beautiful white hydrangea there, and as well, a bundle of greenery, and I absolutely love their greenery as well. I have some Easter ribbon here. Not sure exactly which one I'm going to use until I finished the arrangement. That was a Dollar Tree ribbon there, but I'll make that decision later on after my arrangement is all constructed. We'll need a pipe cleaner for the bow. So I'm going to take this Dollar Tree container and paint it white with the Waverly Snow White chalk paint. I'll be sure and get into all the little crevices there. I believe I gave this 2 coats. I do not distress any of my pieces. There are some little raised letters on there. You do you. If you like it distressed, feel free. It's your project. Okay, so I glued in my floral foam, and I spread out my Spanish moss, and now I'm ready to start creating this beautiful arrangement. I first choose my largest flower, and I'm going to put that right down in the front, slightly off center. And this is going to be my focal point of this arrangement. It's absolutely beautiful, so it's going to be front and center. Now, when I cut this hydrangea down, I had to eliminate some of the leaves, but don't throw away the leaves. I actually reinsert them in different ways in the arrangement. So hold on to your leaves. If you don't use some of the leaves that you trim off when you cut down your flowers, keep them, because you may be able to use them in the future on an arrangement or on a wreath. So when I want to reinsert or reintroduce the leaf back into the arrangement, I just put a little dab of glue, and it will stick right to the flower. So that's what I did there. I believe I add another one later on. Now next I want to use my next largest flower. Now I don't know the the names of all of these flowers. I just know what's beautiful. And these yellow flowers were very beautiful and such a pretty shade of yellow. So now I'm going to introduce those into my arrangement, and I'm going to position them basically to frame that gorgeous white hydrangea. I'm going to put them at varied heights. You always want to think about symmetry, varied heights of your flowers that you insert, using the colors dispersed all around the arrangement. And again, I used my next largest size flower. Now see how I distributed them around that hydrangea with balance and symmetry. Here we have gorgeous, gorgeous pink rose. I have 2 of them. And I have to cut down these pieces because this isn't a tall arrangement, but it's better that you cut them a little longer, and then if you need to, cut them more, because once you've cut it down, then it's a dilemma how you're going to create the look you want if your stems are too short. So now I'm going to place that gorgeous pink rose on the other side. So now I have a little balance with my roses as well as my yellow flowers, keeping that hydrangea as the focal point. Now I have these beautiful orchid flowers. These look like little baby roses. Again, when you cut your stems down, keep your leaves, because you may be able to introduce them back into the arrangement. If not, save them for another one. Sometimes when you purchase a flower, they'll have a bent leaf. And if any of the leaves are bent, I discard them. I won't put them in an arrangement. Anything bent. So see, what I'm doing now with these orchid flowers is I'm putting them at various places in the arrangement to create balance of that color. So you see now how I created that balance with the orchid. Now in this particular arrangement, the flowers are going to extend over the rim of that container. That's the shape of the arrangement that I'm going for. By the time we finish this arrangement, that lettering may not even really be very well visualized, because I'm going to make sure I have some of my greenery and the leaves extending over the rim of that arrangement and pointing downward somewhat. See how I created symmetry or balance with those orchid flowers? Now the beautiful thing about flower or floral arranging is if you don't like what you've done, or you put something in the wrong place, you just pull it out. It's just stuck in the floral foam. It's very easy to rectify anything with a floral arrangement, except if you cut off your stems too far. That one's a tricky one, but I do even have a remedy for that by creating an extension on the stem wire, which we'll talk about that on another tutorial. Okay, so now I'm introducing, these are cute, another shade of purple. Purple is my favorite color, so any shade of purple makes me very happy. So the back of the arrangement. Now, every arrangement has a front side, and this is the intended front side of this arrangement with the hydrangea. But don't ignore the back either. Some arrangements are made so that you can see them from all sides, but many are constructed with the intention of it having a front side for viewing. Now I'm taking those little purple stems And notice how with each application of a new flower, it's always a little bit smaller one. I start off with the large, then the next largest, and so on and so on. And my wire cutters are absolutely essential for floral designs. So I picked those up on Amazon and they are awesome. So see how I'm balancing out those colors? I have that same purple flower on the other side. You see it there? Now see how our arrangement, it's taking on a lot of symmetry and color that's balanced and spread throughout the arrangement. Periodically, while you're doing an arrangement, stop and look at it from all sides. Look down on it. Look at it pick it up. Look at it from all angles. And now we're introducing daisies, which are so symbolic of spring and Easter, and add such a spring, beautiful spring touch to this arrangement. If you like daisy wreaths, look at my Instagram page. It's linked in my description box. I have a beautiful daisy wreath on my Instagram page. So pretty. So you see how I created balance there? I put the daisies on one side, and then I put them on the other as well. Now I'm going to turn it around in the back. And again, don't neglect the back of the arrangement. You want to fill that in as well. Beautiful. Adding in some more florals there on the back side. Now you can see I'm stopping to look to see what I need. Now I have these little tiny pink flowers. See how I'm changing the type of flower I use as I construct the piece. Going now to the very tiny flowers. And these I call fillers. And I'm going to insert fillers throughout the arrangement on all sides. Again, making sure that you're giving the arrangement symmetry and balance. These really add a lot of texture as well to an arrangement. And notice how there's on each end of that oval-shaped container, those flowers extend out a bit over the edge. Like I said, you'll barely be able to see the rim of this container when you're finished. And here we have another type of filler. And this really adds texture and dimension to the piece. Adding in all the different pinks, the yellows, the purples, or the orchids. I'm going to put one right in the front there to stick out. See how pretty? I just stop every now and then, take a good look. I did not speed up this video because I wanted to talk you through the process and do it very slow and methodical so that you could use these tips that I give you for creating your own floral arrangements. I'll be doing more of this in the future with different shaped pieces as well as wreaths, which I feel that wreaths are floral design as well. And here I'm introducing another hydrangea leaf right back into the arrangement. I think they're so beautiful to put those hydrangea leaves back in to sort of frame that hydrangea. And again, see how it's kind of pointing downward out the front of that arrangement. And that looks beautiful. And I think that's leaves from another flower that I cut off that I was thinking of inserting back into the arrangement. I think I'll do that in just a minute. I evidently wanted to poke this filler in here first. Again, adding a little pink on that side of the arrangement, taking a good look to see where I'm at. And creating symmetry there. And see how that pokes out the end of the arrangement? That's fine. That really gives it a great shape. And I think we're back to that leaf that I started to mention before. Look how pretty that is when you introduce your leaves back into the arrangement. I just put a little dab of glue on those, and I just stick it right back in. And it adheres to one of the flowers, and look how pretty. Really looks so pretty to put the leaves back in. Those ones that you had to eliminate originally because you had to cut the stems shorter. Here's another pretty one, and I'm going to put that one back in as well. All those leaves were in good shape. No bends or folds in them. I add a little bit of hot glue, which you can't see me doing, but that's what I did. And insert that right back in there. Look how pretty. Those little touches make such a difference. And here I am back at the back of the arrangement again. Adding in a little more fillers to make sure I don't have any gaps or holes in the arrangement. A few more pieces of that great textured filler. Some more of these tiny flowers that I have left over. May as well fill in any little gaps there that I see in the back. That's so pretty. And here we go with one of my absolute favorite parts of making a floral arrangement. I love to add in this greenery. Actually, Hobby Lobby has a couple different ones that I love to use. This one in particular, 50% off as well. When the florals are 50% off, it's like a very fine fern, and it is absolutely beautiful in an arrangement. I use it on wreaths as well, but I just cut the sections of that fern. Look how pretty that is. And I'm going to also balance out the application of that beautiful little fern. Stick it between the flowers. And then once I do that, I position my flowers around the fern. I don't want to hide the flowers. I just want to give them a little framing or a little bit of an accent. I use one full bundle generally per project. Notice how I pushed up the greenery on that stem? I do that so I have a fullness and really get the most benefit from the piece of greenery that I'm putting in there. Stick it in and notice how I arrange it around the flowers. I love this fern. Again, 50% off. You see, I need a piece right there. I'm pointing to you in the video. 50% off at the same time that the flowers are. And when you're choosing your florals, put everything in a bundle in your hand. Look at it in the store. See how the colors go together. Choose flowers of different sizes and shapes and textures. That's what creates a really beautiful arrangement. And once you feel that you have a good combination of florals, pick up something to apply greenery to that arrangement or to that wreath. And that's what creates the most beautiful finishing touches. And I usually do my greenery last. And you could see why. Because now I can position it in all those little areas that's really going to complement those florals. A little bit in the front there by my beautiful white hydrangea. That one's going to kind of drape down a little bit out the front. Again, so hiding the rim of that container. So pretty. Now I'm just looking over my piece to be sure I don't have any gaps or lack of symmetry anywhere else that I may put some of that greenery. I like to use it all. Really frame out my flowers. And I found a little area there by that beautiful pink rose. Just put a little smaller piece of that beautiful fern. And look how gorgeous. The distribution of color, the greenery. Love, love. This is so pretty. Turn it around, look on the back side. And I decided there's a couple of areas there that could use a bit more filler. These floral arrangements are so fun to do. And I can tell you that the more arrangements that you do, the better you become at it. So be patient if you're just starting out. And just play around, have fun with it. And enjoy all the beauty they provide. So here we have it. This is all of the flowers and the greenery that's going to go into this piece. I am going to create a bow that we're going to actually insert into the floral foam. I'll show you how we'll do that. But first, I have to create the bow. So here we have a beautiful, beautiful ribbon from Hobby Lobby. Every time I see this ribbon, I think mermaid. I don't know what it is. This ribbon just reminds me of something mermaid. and it makes me want to make a mermaid wreath. That's what it makes me want to do. So I think I'm going to have some left over. You're probably going to see that in the future. A really cute mermaid wreath for a little girl's room would be really cute. But these colors are absolutely perfect for that. But they're also perfect for Easter. So I'm creating a 2-loop bow on each side, or 4 loops all together. And this is going to be the base of my bow. I don't want anything too big or cumbersome to fit in that small spot that we're going to insert the bow. So I just did a 2-loop bow on each side. This is going to be the base, and I'm going to put another ribbon bow right on top of that. Look at that ribbon. Oh my gosh. I love it. That ribbon was from Hobby Lobby. I don't know if I mentioned that, but that's a Hobby Lobby ribbon. And it was in the Easter department. And this as well was a Hobby Lobby ribbon with cute little bunnies, with all those pretty colors that are in the floral arrangement. I'm going to make a 2-loop bow. These loops are just a tiny bit smaller than the loops of the base that this bow is going to be resting on. And you can refer to my bow tutorial to learn how to make bows like I do. I have 2 of them, how to make a mixed ribbon bow, and just one on how to make a bow, so you can learn this technique. But I pretty much do my bows the same way all of the time. I'm going to insert a pipe cleaner right down the center of that bow. Give it a twist in the back. And then I'm going to create a single loop right down the center of that bow. I call it the button. I'm going to fold it over and tuck it underneath. And I got lucky because I have a very cute pink bunny sitting right in the middle of that single loop going down the center of that bow. I poke my pipe cleaner right through that loop, turn it over, give it a twist to secure those loops. Now I have to take my tail, match it up with the tail on the bottom. So I'm going to detach it from the spool and insert that tail right down the center of that button. Pull it through. And now we have both tails on the same side. When you match these bows up, be sure to combine them. Be sure that your tails are on the same side of the bow. And now I'm going to angle my tails of my bow as I characteristically do. Not really a dovetailer, as you've heard me say before. I like angling my tails. And often I take the tips of those angles and I just turn them up a bit to give them a little bit of character. Okay, now we're going to combine these 2 bows. Place them directly on top of one another, pinch together really tightly, those 2 bows together. And we're going to take a pipe cleaner. Oh, I used the pipe cleaner on the back of the bow. I'm sorry. You can do that. From the top bow, I used the pipe cleaner that was on the back, and I just twisted it around the other one. Sometimes when I make a mixed ribbon bow, I use another pipe cleaner, but I didn't need to this time. So we're going to angle the tips of the tail there. And we have a beautiful Eastery mixed ribbon bow, which is going to go right on the end of that arrangement. So after Easter's over, you're just going to be able to pull that right out of the arrangement and continue to enjoy a beautiful arrangement through the spring and summer, or however long you choose to. I cut my pipe cleaners down just a little bit, because what I'm going to do now is take one of these 6-inch dowels that I picked up at Dollar Tree. I love these. And I'm going to put a little hot glue on there and attach that bow right to that dowel. And then I'm going to twist those pipe cleaners around the dowel just for an extra hold. And then for the end of my wooden dowel, this is a step you don't necessarily have to do. See how I put the glue there? And now I'm going to twist those pipe cleaners right around there for a double hold. I take my miter shears and just cut off the bottom end of that wooden dowel just to create a point, just so it pops into that floral foam easier. You don't necessarily have to do that step. That dowel will probably just push right into that floral foam anyway. And to give that little twist on the back there and a little bit of extra glue, that's just going to hold that bow right on the top of that wooden dowel very well. Oh, and I showed you. I wasn't sure if I showed this part. I took my miter shears and I put them on an angle so that when I cut the end of my wooden dowel, it would create a kind of a sharp point. So I snip that off, and then you have a sharp point there. See? And that will enable you to just push that easily down into that floral foam. Be sure that you put your floral foam end to end. I filled mine up with floral foam underneath that Spanish moss. Now I'm going to poke it right down in there and arrange the loops of the bow right around my flowers. I decided to give it a little bit more of a shove in there. And there, that's a little more secure now. And look how pretty. That bow just picks up all the colors of that. See how I'm bending the little tips of my angled tails there? I'm just cleaning up one of my tails there. And shape your bow. You can use your loops and just manipulate them. That's the beauty of wired ribbon. Look how pretty. So beautiful. All the colors of spring, all the colors of Easter. And here you have the finished arrangement. Gorgeous. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Let me know what you think in the comment box below. I love receiving your comments. So until next time, when I see you, you take care.